I'm at St. Luke's. I had to come get a stick stuck up my frickin' nose because of this deadly pandemic virus. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. There's another mask right there. Here's another mask right here. Masks are everywhere, and this is a medical facility. If this frickin' disease, if this frickin' virus is so deadly, where are the hazmat disposal containers at the hospital? Why are these masks laying all over the hospital? Food for thought, ladies and gentlemen, food for thought. It's Holiday Mobile Media. Let's have a great day, and let's all be safe out there, huh?
Censorship. As the whole world talks about Section 230, let's talk about the facts. The numbers that you're about to see are from a New York Times 2019 article. They're reported from 2018. Since this article went to print, the numbers have skyrocketed. During the COVID-19 lockdown, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children have reported a 126% increase in reported child sexual abuse material. A large portion of this child sexual abuse material is reported from Twitter and Facebook. Twitter and Facebook repeatedly leaves this material up for way longer than it should be, despite the fact that the technology exists to take it down. Not only does the technology exist to take it down, it exists to use facial recognition to potentially save victims' lives. So just remember, the next time that Twitter or Facebook is censoring your favorite politician, a news article, or folks that they don't like, remember what they choose to keep up and what they choose to take down. They're profiting off of this material. The caveat is that Section 230 has FOSTA SESTA amendment in it, which makes it wrong and illegal to have this material up. This material is a human rights violation every single time.
Good hump day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Holiday Mobile Media. As you can tell by the introduction, I was a little upset today, and I believe rightly so. I had a stick stuck up my nose. So far, I felt pressure on my eyeball. Now, don't ask me why, but as you can tell, we're going to talk about masks, and we're going to talk about censorship. So let's talk with masks first. They lied to us about thalidomide. They lied to us about tobacco. They lied to us about asbestos. They lied to us about mercury. They lied to us about opioids. They're lying about vaccines. They lied about aluminum in deodorants. They have lied about talc hygiene products. They lied about hormone replacement therapy. They have lied about lead in paint. They lied about fluoride. They lied about antibiotics. They have lied about saturated fat. They lied about raw milk. They lied about pesticides. They lied about GMOs. They lied about natural medicines. They lied about climate change. They lied about soy. They lied about artificial sweeteners. They lied about LED light bulbs. They lied about mercury fillings. They lied about RF radiation. They lied about glyphosate. They're lying about Flumist. They're lying about statins, and they're lying about sugar. They're lying about processed food. They are lying about antidepressants, and they are lying about antipsychotics. They're lying about chemotherapy. They're lying about radiotherapy. And now all of a sudden, they're telling the truth about COVID-19. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the conversation I had with all the medical people. And I point blank said, right now is the season. You're telling me I need a vaccine for a flu. I need a flu shot. Ladies and gentlemen, what are the side effects of the flu shot? They're the same fucking thing as the symptoms for COVID-19. How do you think Dr. Anthony Rat Bastard, pardon my language, ladies, Fauci, was able to predict a spike in COVID-19 for the month of November? That's when he said it was going to happen. That's when Anthony Fauci said it was going to happen. How do you think he was able to do that? Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. Masks are supposed to be used for a limited time. If you wear it for a long time, you reduce oxygen in your bloodstream, oxygen in your brain. You start feeling dizzy. You may die without oxygen. You may die. Last week, we talked about what happens. And ladies and gentlemen, come on. Let's use a little common sense with this mask issue. And I'm going to quit beating that, and we're going to move into what happened today in Congress, the Senate, with censorship issues. But basic biology, ladies and gentlemen, basic biology. And I asked the doctors that I spoke to today, I said, come on, Health 101. When I was in health in the 8th grade, ladies and gentlemen, I was in the 8th grade in 1971, and I knew about coronaviruses. They taught us about coronaviruses in health class. They've been around for a long time. It is a virus. The common cold, a virus. The flu, the yearly annual flu, a virus. Herpes, a virus. Cold sores you get on your mouth, a virus. I don't know how many viruses are. I'm not an epidemiologist or whatever these guys that study viruses are, but whatever the title they give them, that's not my forte. I'm a class guy. I'm a guy that has an opinion, and I get to express it because we have a wonderful Constitution and a First Amendment. But common sense would dictate that if we're now I want you to think about something for just a minute, because the weather has shifted and everybody is wearing these masks. They're walking down the street wearing the mask. And what happens? Because your breath is so warm, it instantly turns to steam. The mask gets steamy, it gets gooey, bacteria starts breeding immediately. Your immune system starts breaking down because it can't breathe. When these people are on TV and they have this mask on, what do you see them doing? I want you to think about this. Let this sink in. When they're talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, they keep reaching for that mask and moving that mask so they can breathe. That is your body naturally reacting to stop something that's hurting it. Your body will naturally react. It's an instinctive thing. They're not doing it because their nose itches, for crying out loud. They're doing it because they can't breathe. They're doing it because they're breaking their body down. They're hurting their body. And their subconscious is saying, hey, stop it. And their hand automatically reaches to move it. That's what's going on there. That's what's going on. So let's talk about what happened in the Senate today with Mr. Jack Dorsey lying through his little bearded face. I still can't get in my Twitter account, but yet, according to Jack Dorsey, we changed everything within 24 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a specific podcast on Section 230, and for those of you who know me and have followed me for years, you know I have a way of breaking the law and the legalese down that you can understand it, and I am going to do that with Section 230 so we get a better understanding as we move forward here. And I know it's close to election time. I've linked Angela Box's podcast in the description, so check out what she had to say today. Very interesting stuff, and I wholeheartedly agree with the young lady. And again, another person that's been censored. And I want to ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. Are they censoring us because they're afraid of us, or are they censoring us because when all of us speak, our voice is so powerful? Shh. Tell anybody. Once again, I'm going to give this list out. Destroying the Illusion, Red Pill 78, Praying Medic, Joe M, iPod, X22 Report, Edge of Wonder, SGT Report. That happens to be a print publication also, ladies and gentlemen. Space Shot 76, Woke Societies, The Amazing Polly, that's Polly St. George, Truth and Art TV, Patriots Soapbox, Dustin Nemos, And We Know, Stropey Me, Just Informed Talk, Sarah Westall, Kelly McEnany, the President of the United States, the Republican National Spokesperson, the New York Post, the oldest, most respected newspaper in the country, all censored by Twitter. And we can put moi on that list. I still cannot get in my Twitter account. YouTube took something down because they said it had inappropriate content. But when I asked them to be specific, what is inappropriate, so I can edit it, they refused to do it. Rick Grinnell, also censored. And today, I listened today to what was being said by Jack Dorsey. I listened to a couple things, and I'll tell you what, he was roasted and roasted good. But let me give you an example of some stuff under Section 230. Okay, John James, here's another one. Chris Pratt, there's another person that has been censored under Section 230. But this is content that's been filtered under Section 230. The Copenhagen Little Mermaid statue. The girlfriend's live stream of her boyfriend being shot by police. To an extent, I can see where that would raise a hair or two. A photo of a cat in a business suit. You don't see the irony there, do you? A plus-size model. I thought we're supposed to appreciate fat-bottom girls. You know, I mean, isn't that what's going on? But they censored that. I hope nobody takes offense to that statement, because that was a song, a rock and roll song, a very good rock and roll song as I was growing up. And a meme depicting and IDing a convicted rapist. I myself have been a victim of my image being put on there in a derogatory way. You know what? And I don't run from my past. You guys know that. I celebrate the fact that I live in the greatest country on the planet, and I'm given another opportunity to move forward. And that's what I'm trying. That's what I do every day. I move forward. I wake up. I put one foot in front of the other, and I have a great day. And as I say every morning when I wake up, and I hope you do too, it is a great day to be alive. It really is. But what we need to think about, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that when they do this, what are they doing? What is their outcome? What is their goal? What are they attempting to do? They're attempting to shape a narrative. Why do they want to shape a narrative? And I will say this again. In 2015, there were headlines in the newspaper. They had already started before the election to get you to believe, to get you to think a certain way by framing the narrative and shaping it. They were already putting headlines out in the paper that read as if Hillary Clinton had already been elected president, and she was our president. You know, I have sent a deal. Why? I posted a news link, not a fictitious or unverified article about Hunter Biden. And they told me, this kills me, you may not post or share intimate photos or videos of someone that were produced or distributed without their consent. It was a picture of Hunter Biden smoking a crack pipe. It was in a newspaper article. I didn't post a photograph of this guy. I posted a link to an article. Think about that for just let that sink in. I posted a link to an article, but according to Twitter and Jack Dorsey, I did not have Hunter Biden's permission to post it, so I can't post it. Who are they covering for? How much money are they being paid to cover? I mean, what is really going on, as they say? I'm just so blown away. And then they tell me that if I want back in my account, I have to remove the post. Same with the New York Post. Everybody is standing firm on this. Nobody is removing this article to get back into Twitter. They need to let that article run. And what they have done, as some people have said, it's snowballed on them. It is snowballed to the fact that it's become bigger than what it really was. I mean, and think about that. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe it is a good thing they went this way, because now we have conversation going on, and it's not just a one-sided conversation anymore. You can't keep saying, I mean, here's my question. Australia has a headline in the Australian newspaper in their U.S. election section: Biden child porn shock. Why isn't that in American media right now? Biden report, AllidayMobileMedia.com is going to, AllidayMobileMedia.com, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most intensive collections of articles on this subject. 10 to 20 posts are put on there a day. Links to information on this Hunter Biden issue. As soon as the New York Post was done, I started the Biden report page on the website. And it's just the amount of information coming in every single day. It can no longer be ignored. I mean, you cannot ignore what's going on. And again, they want me to remove it. And I am refusing to remove it. And then they're going to tell us. I purposely took pictures here this week so you understand shaping the narrative. This photograph here is a picture of a Trump rally being streamed live by Right Side Media. Thank you, Right Side, allowing me to grab your image. But I want you to look down in the corner there where it says watching now. 57,501 people are watching. Now, look at how many people are in the stands. Right Side Media, an independent news outlet, an independent information network, just like I'm trying to be. Right Side Broadcasting Network, RSBN network. You can find them. Just put in Right Side Broadcasting Network. They're pretty good outfit. So is Newsmax, another excellent. They kind of lean the other way, but at the same time they bring a balanced take on things. They don't bring one-sided, lopsided information to you like the other side is doing, and this is what I'm talking about. Wow, it is going to be a close one. There's a Biden event on the top, and there is Donald Trump on the bottom. Yeah, please, just do something. This is in here for a specific reason. I have a poll out. I want you to go find the poll. I'll put the link in the description. Is the Center for Disease Control a government agency? We're back on censorship here. I just stuck that in there because of this doctor right here. She was one of the first to speak out about the mask issue and about the coronavirus. She got fired, and everything she has done has been censored. You put an article up by her, one of her podcasts, one of her videos, they take it down, they shadow ban it, they do all the crazy stuff to it. This is what's insane, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that kind of weather anymore. It's going to get bad. Let's have a little fun at Nancy's expense. Are you going to... I want you to think about something, ladies and gentlemen. I got a letter here from the White House. Let me read it to you. The White House, Washington, D.C. Dear family, as president, safeguarding the health and well-being of our citizens is one of my highest priorities. As part of our response to the coronavirus, I prioritize sending nutritious food from our farmers to families in need throughout America. And as many of you know, you can go to the Give Back page on my website, and I have photographs. Every week we're in a different place. We hand out food to those less fortunate that need a little help in hand. We are partnering with local organizations, farms, and ranches to ensure that you receive locally sourced fresh fruits and vegetable, as well as dairy and meat products. Over the last 4 weeks, we have delivered 50 million farmers-to-family food boxes to American families, and we will continue to serve those most in need during this challenging time. As our country reopens, I urge all Americans to continue to adhere to the important precautions set forth in the President's coronavirus guidelines for America and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention regarding how best to protect yourself and your family. A few key best practices to support our nationwide recovery are: practice good hygiene and wash your hands. People who feel sick should stay home. People, the most vulnerable individuals, protect them, including those 80 plus years of age and those with pre-existing conditions. Practice social distancing and consider wearing a face mask covering when in public. To learn more, please visit www.coronavirus.gov. You and your loved ones are cherished members of our great American family. You are cherished members of our great American family. This pandemic has brought many hardships on millions of hardworking individuals and communities through no fault of their own. We will support America's recovery every step of the way. Together, we will overcome this challenge, and our nation will emerge from this crisis stronger than before. Sincerely, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. The sentence about American family wasn't duplicated. I read that twice for emphasis. What's going on, and I said let's have some fun at Nancy Pelosi's expense. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that she is hanging up the bill that helps support this farmers to families food. We were doing this twice a week. We're only doing it once a week because the money is drying up. So something to think about when Nancy Pelosi says, we feed those people. We feed them. Isn't that what she said? She got in an argument with Wolf Blitzer on the Counterfeit News Network and told him, why are you carrying the Republicans' torch? We feed them. The little snotty $12 a pint ice cream eating witch. But all I can say is this, and let's ask the real question here. Is the media the real virus? Is the media enemy of the people? Look, I'm going to say this again. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say this again. Donald Trump didn't create the hate you see in the Democratic Party. He didn't create the vitriol. He didn't create a biased news media. He didn't create all the grand illusions of a Russia hoax. He didn't create any of the divisiveness in this country. All he has done is expose it. I don't always agree with Mr. Trump. Sometimes he's brash. Sometimes he can be a little over the top. People say, I'm kind of like him. Maybe I am to an extent. I just don't have $80 zillion, you know. But when it comes down to personality, I will tell you like it is. And sometimes I can be a little brash and over the top. I have a lot of respect for the man. He's got some great negotiating skills, and over the years I've kind of paid attention to a few of his little tricks. But I want you to think for just a minute. In the description, ladies and gentlemen, is a clip of Facebook's products. I have a lot of links in this description. Please check them out. You'll be blown away at the information that's in this description. But Google's official explanation for the removal of accounts and loaded videos is that such content is in violation of one or more of over a dozen different policies that they have created and enforced over the years. Remember this. They don't come and do something, boom, all at one time. They slowly get you. If you take, I'll put this in a different analogy. We've all, most of us, I don't know if they teach about Pablo's dogs anymore, but we all heard if you studied any psychology, sociology, or anything, you heard about Pablo's dogs and how he conditioned them to the bell. The same thing happens if, let's say you put a dog on a 20-foot chain. The chain has 1-inch links. It's a lot of links for a 20-foot chain. There would be 240 links. But every day, you take a link out of that chain. Sooner or later, the dog doesn't really realize he's been confined to one link because he's grown accustomed to it. He's grown accustomed every day. He's been conditioned. That's what they're doing to us right now, ladies and gentlemen. They have conditioned us for a long time. And as I said, I will get into Section 230. I opened with my little rant today about if this virus is so deadly, why don't we have hazmat containers? And I've used Eliza Blue's segment once again on censorship, and I feel very strongly what she says, and wholeheartedly support her. Go to the website that she has. Very, very good website. If you know anybody that is a victim of child trafficking or sex trafficking or anything like that, she has a lot of resources at her disposal, and she can help, and she's really good at what she does. And everybody wants to say, this is what I don't understand. If you've ever seen a 12-week-old, what some people call a fetus, this has become an issue, a hot-button issue. And I really think there's a lot of stuff going on to divert our attention away from certain things. But if you've ever seen what is referred to as a fetus at 12 weeks old, it'll fit in your hand, but it looks like a little itty-bitty miniature person already. The nose is there, the eyes are there, the lips, the little fingers on the hands and the toes. Abortion, the Constitution doesn't give anybody the right to an abortion. Our Constitution says no state shall make a law depriving any person of life. Just some food for thought as we go out the door, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alliday Mobile Media. We are in the studio this evening on this wonderful hump day, remotely located here in Kansas City, Missouri right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I implore you, go out and vote. Look at the links in the description. Please, please, use a little common sense. Be kind to your fellow man. There's absolutely no reason for anything that's going on. Let's try to just back the Jeep up a little bit, as they say, and try to treat people the way you want to be treated. That's all I can say. Think about your vote. Think about how important the vote is. Think about what they're doing to you. Think about what they're saying to you and how you're being conditioned. And most of all, start thinking about that mask, ladies and gentlemen, because that mask issue is not good. It's going to break your system down, and then all of a sudden, we're going to have a spike in coronaviruses, the beer bug, the Trump virus, the China virus, the whatever you want to call it. For Alliday Mobile Media, it is Ma. Let's have a good evening, and let's all be safe out there, huh?